My beloved child, before you continue, I need you to slow your thoughts for just a moment. Stay with me for a moment, because what is about to unfold is not something your heart expected to hear today. The person you love has been carrying a conversation inside their mind for far longer than you realize. Every time they tried to reach out, something stopped them. Every time they almost spoke, another doubt took its place. But today, something unexpected shifted. A single moment changed the direction of their thoughts, and now they feel that remaining silent is no longer an option. They need to talk to you immediately, not because everything has fallen apart, but because something happened that made them understand how precious this connection truly is. As this unfolds, clarity will come. The message they have been holding back is far more meaningful than anyone around them could ever guess, and before this story reaches its turning point, you will understand why this moment feels so different from every other day. Not long ago, they believed there would always be another chance, another tomorrow, another perfect time to explain everything. But life has a strange way of reminding people that waiting forever is never guaranteed. Today brought them an experience they never expected, one quiet realization that made every unfinished conversation suddenly feel important. It was not loud. It was not dramatic. It was simply powerful enough to make them stop and ask themselves one question: what if I lose the opportunity to tell the truth? That question has echoed through their heart ever since. This may resonate as we continue, because sometimes the biggest changes begin with the smallest moments. While everyone else continued living as though nothing had changed, they quietly made a decision that could reshape everything between you. And the surprising part is, they believe this conversation will not only change them, it could change you as well. There is another reason their heart feels restless tonight. They have finally begun seeing certain memories from a completely different perspective. Moments they once ignored now seem filled with meaning. Words that once sounded ordinary now carry unexpected weight. They have realized that some of the answers they were searching for have been standing right in front of them all along. That realization has left them unable to stay silent any longer. They are preparing themselves for a conversation they have imagined hundreds of times but never had the courage to begin. They know this discussion could remove misunderstandings, reveal hidden emotions, and open a path neither of you believed was still possible. Something huge is waiting for you, but before that door opens, they need to gather the courage to say the words they have kept locked inside. At this very moment, while you are listening, their thoughts continue returning to you. They wonder whether you would truly understand if they finally spoke honestly. They wonder if the timing is finally right or if they have already waited too long. Yet despite every fear, one feeling continues growing stronger than all the others, the belief that silence no longer protects anything. It only delays what was always meant to be shared. The event that happened today did not create these feelings, it simply revealed them. That is why they feel an urgency unlike anything they have experienced before. Deep inside, they believe this conversation could become the beginning of a completely new chapter, one built not on uncertainty, but on honesty, understanding, and hope. So remain here until the very end, because the next step in this journey is unlike anything that has come before. The person you love is standing at the edge of a decision they cannot postpone much longer. They know the words they are about to speak may surprise you, but they also know those words have the power to lift a weight they have carried for far too long. This is not simply about finally talking, it is about finally revealing the truth hidden behind every silence, every hesitation, and every unanswered feeling. And when that conversation finally begins, you may realize that what happened today was never the ending of the story. It was the unexpected beginning of everything that was waiting to unfold. A quiet change has already begun, even though almost no one around them can see it. Since that unexpected moment, they have been replaying every memory connected to you, searching for the one detail they overlooked. They once believed time would solve everything on its own, but today they discovered that time only reveals what truly matters. Stay with me for a moment, because the next part of this journey uncovers why their heart suddenly refuses to remain silent. They are no longer trying to decide whether they should speak to you. Instead, they are wondering how to find the right words without letting fear take over. As this unfolds, clarity will come, and you will begin to understand why this moment feels unlike any other. What surprised them the most was not the event itself, it was the feeling that followed. For the first time in a long while, they imagined what life would look like if this conversation never happened. That thought alone was enough to change everything. They realized there were too many things left unsaid, too many emotions hidden behind ordinary conversations, and too many opportunities quietly slipping away. They have reached a point where honesty feels lighter than silence. Every passing hour strengthens their belief that this connection deserves openness instead of uncertainty. This may resonate as we continue, because sometimes a single realization becomes the beginning of a completely different future. And deep inside, they are hoping you will recognize the sincerity behind the words they have been preparing. Before we continue, if this story is keeping you listening and you enjoy meaningful journeys like this, take a moment to share this video with someone who needs encouragement, subscribe for more stories like these, and leave a comment telling us what part has connected with you the most. Your support helps these messages reach more people who may need them today. Now return your attention here, because something huge is waiting for you. The person you love has finally accepted one important truth: waiting for the perfect moment often means missing the moment that matters most. That understanding has given them a quiet courage they never expected to find. Now they stand at the edge of a choice that feels impossible to ignore. Every memory, every unanswered question, and every hopeful thought is leading them toward the same destination, you. They are no longer searching for signs to tell them what to do. They have already found the answer within themselves. The only thing left is taking that first step and beginning the conversation they have delayed for so long. When those first words are finally spoken, they may carry more meaning than either of you ever imagined. And what happens next could become the turning point that changes not only this story, but the way both of you look at the future together. There is one detail they have told no one, and this is where everything begins to shift. Since that life-changing moment, they have been noticing small reminders of you in places they never expected. A familiar song, a passing conversation, a quiet evening, each one has brought your memory back with surprising clarity. They tried convincing themselves these were only coincidences, yet the feeling only grew stronger. Stay with me for a moment, because what seemed ordinary at first is beginning to reveal a much deeper meaning. As this unfolds, clarity will come, and the reason they feel an urgent need to speak with you will become impossible to ignore. The truth is that they are no longer afraid of what they might feel, they are only afraid of leaving important words unspoken. That is a very different kind of fear. They have spent so much time imagining every possible outcome that they almost forgot the simplest path, being honest. Today reminded them that genuine connections are strengthened through openness, not silence. They are preparing themselves to tell you things they have never expressed before, not because they expect perfection, but because they finally understand that sincerity is worth more than certainty. This may resonate as we continue, because many people wait for a perfect sign, only to discover later that the sign had already arrived. What makes this moment even more surprising is that they have stopped listening to the doubts that once held them back. Instead, they have started trusting the quiet voice inside that keeps leading them toward you. Every unanswered question has slowly become a reason to seek understanding rather than another excuse to remain distant. They believe this conversation has the power to clear away old misunderstandings and replace them with something far more meaningful. Something huge is waiting for you, and the closer they come to reaching out, the stronger their confidence becomes that this meeting was always meant to happen at the right time. So while everything may still appear calm on the outside, an important decision has already been made within their heart. They are no longer asking themselves whether they should talk to you, they are deciding when. The moment they choose to begin that conversation, everything they have been carrying inside for so long will finally have a chance to be understood. And when that happens, you may realize that today's unexpected change was only the beginning of a story that has been quietly moving toward this very moment all along. Everything has been leading to this moment, even if neither of you realized it at the time. The person you love has finally stopped running from the questions that have followed them for so long. Instead of wondering what could go wrong, they have started asking themselves what beautiful possibilities might appear if they simply speak from the heart. Stay with me for a moment, because the next part reveals why their sense of urgency has become stronger than ever. As this unfolds, clarity will come, and you may begin to see why today's unexpected event feels less like a coincidence and more like a turning point that neither of you saw coming. Over the last few hours, something inside them has become incredibly clear. They realized that every meaningful connection reaches a moment where silence can no longer carry the weight of unspoken emotions. They are no longer waiting for perfect circumstances or flawless timing. They understand that genuine conversations are never perfect, they are simply honest. That realization has given them a quiet confidence they have never felt before. This may resonate as we continue, because sometimes the greatest breakthrough happens the instant someone decides to stop hiding their true feelings and starts trusting the bond they have been protecting all along. If this journey has kept you listening from the beginning and you're excited to discover what happens next, don't forget to share this video with someone who enjoys meaningful stories, subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter, and let us know in the comments which moment has stood out to you the most. Your support allows these stories to reach more people who may need them. Now keep your attention here, because something huge is waiting for you. The conversation they are preparing for is no longer just an idea, it has become a promise they intend to keep. And here is the surprising truth they have only just accepted. The event that happened today did not change who they are, it revealed who they had been all along. Beneath every hesitation was a heart that simply wanted to be understood. Beneath every pause was a hope that never disappeared. They now believe that one honest conversation has the power to clear away months of uncertainty and open the door to a future built on trust instead of unanswered questions. The next step is closer than ever, and when those first words are finally spoken, you may discover that this was never about a single day. The person you love now understands that some moments arrive only once, and this is one of them. They no longer want important feelings to remain hidden behind hesitation. Stay with me for a moment, because what they have realized changes the meaning of everything you've heard so far. As this unfolds, clarity will come. Every unanswered question, every unexpected turn, and every silent hope has been guiding them toward one simple decision: to finally let honesty lead the way. As they look back, they no longer focus on the moments they wish had gone differently. Instead, they see how every challenge taught them something valuable about this connection. They have learned that meaningful relationships are strengthened by openness, patience, and understanding. That is why they feel an overwhelming desire to speak with you now, not to revisit the past, but to build something stronger for the future. This may resonate as we continue, because the greatest conversations often begin after someone finds the courage to stop hiding what truly matters. And here is the revelation they never expected to discover. The event that happened today did not create this connection, it simply reminded them how deeply they value it. In that single realization, uncertainty began to fade. They understood that the words they have been holding back are not meant to stay locked inside forever. Something huge is waiting for you, not because of a chance, but because they have finally decided that this story deserves a new beginning instead of an unfinished chapter. Now the choice is no longer about whether they will reach out. It is about embracing the moment with sincerity and hope. They believe that when the conversation finally begins, both of you will see this journey differently. What once felt confusing may suddenly make sense. What once felt distant may begin to feel closer than ever before. The silence that lasted so long may finally be replaced with understanding, and that alone has the power to change everything. So remember this as the story comes to a close: sometimes life doesn't transform us with loud moments, it changes us through quiet realizations that arrive exactly when we need them. The person you love is ready to speak, ready to listen, and ready to leave uncertainty behind. The next chapter has not been written yet, but one thing is certain: it begins with a single honest conversation, and that conversation has never been closer than it is right now.